Hello everyone, welcome to Learn and Grow. So today in this video we will be discussing about the overview of business. So this is the first chapter in the management paper. So this topic we have already discussed in the classroom, but still though I just want to revise you guys with this topic. So before getting started into this video, I just want to motivate you guys with a small motivational words. That is nothing but we all know Einstein, right? So people who doesn't know about Einstein is a big scientist. People will say so many things, right? But before he's inventing so many things, so many people have commented on him that this guy is a crazy guy who's doing things which is not adaptable, which is not good to this current situation. Like there's so many people said, but still though this Einstein he kept on moving. He never listened to this negative comments, and he was always focused on things that he wants to achieve in his life. So what he did is he started to deliver so many things, and because of that now Einstein is one of the greatest scientists that the world could ever imagine about. So it is always about us, like how we are going to handle the situation, how we are going to handle the pressure, how we are going to take the negative comments, and how we are going to turn the negative comments into a positive one. So it is basically up to us. So in our life also we will face so many negative things, so many disgraceful things. So many people might not encourage us, they will discourage us. But don't see those discouragements, because everybody knows those hurdles will make us strong. Without the hurdles in our life would not be interesting. So don't take it in a bad way that I only get these kind of troubles in my life. All the people who wants to be a greater, wants to be an achiever, who want to be the greatest, they all came across the same way. So always remember that and go for your goal. Now let's get into the topic. Types of business is the first one we're going to discuss about that. So what do you mean by business? A business is nothing but an organization or economic system where goods and services are exchanged for one another or for money. So basically an organization or economy system where goods or services are exchanged for one another for money. So that is called a business. So basically, if we take what kind of business, if you take a small shop, like a grocery shop, what they will do is they will buy the things from the wholesale, and what they will do is they will keep it in the stores, and what customers will do is they will walk into the store and they will take the product and they will pay the money and they will go off. And now here the profit, how the profit will be given, how the profit can be achieved by this vendor is, he will be buying the material from the wholesale dealer for a certain amount, and when he keeps it in the store, he will add some more amount because he is placing that product in his own property, in his own store. And he has to maintain certain things, right, like current bill, he has to pay the staff salary, so many things are there. So with these things in the mind, he will be increasing certain amount in the particular product, and when the customer comes, he will be buying that product for the particular amount and he'll be walking out. So this is the profit margin they get. So basically these like where in which exchange for one another for money. So in the olden days, what was happening is during the ancient time, like when kings were ruling the country, kings were used to exchange the materials to the other country. For example, how England occupied India is basically they came into for a trade. So basically they want to do a trade with India because they all know that India is good, is resourceful for spices, all those so many things, and because of that they came into And what they did is they did the trade with the kings, and at last what happened? They traded with so many things cunningly, and they finally they occupied the country itself. So basically they came in for a trade purpose, exchanging the goods. If suppose I have a mobile phone and someone is having a laptop, so I do the trade, like I give my mobile phone to you, you give your laptop to me. So this is how the trade will work. So this was the tactics, or this was the business that was being done in the ancient time, as well as still now it has been there. Every business requires some form of investment and enough customers to whom its output can be sold on a consistent basis in order to make a profit. So basically every business requires some form of investment. So basically without an investment, no companies will be excelling, because if there is a company or if there is an organization, basically that organization is very much required for investing the money, because in order to invest that money they get enough customers wherein which they can get the output by selling the products on a consistent basis to make the profit to the company. So if we take iPhone is a leading mobile brand in the world. So basically what they will do is they will be investing so much of money. For example, they have a plant in China, and recently I heard a news that they are going to shift the plant to India, that is going to come in Chennai. So soon if it comes, means we will all get the iPhone on a lesser price. So basically they invest so much of money, like planting an iPhone plant in China, where in which these parts will be manufactured, and after that these parts will be moved to California, where the iPhone will be assembled and will be sold for the customers. So they have to invest so much of money. So because of that, in order to invest that money, they will be spending so much of money, and because of that they get so much of customers, because the branding will be taking place. Because of the branding, what happens is they get a lot of customers. So basically with a consistent basis, like every time consistently, if the people used to buy the iPhone, then only it will be benefited for the customers, then only it will be benefited for the business people. Unless and until, it will not be a profit. Next one, businesses can be privately owned, not profit or state owned. So business can be privately owned or not for profit. So not for profit in the sense, some people will do the business for non-profit sales, like they'll be doing a social service, wherein which they will always focus on the customer satisfactory. They will not go for the profit. They always want to deliver a good quality. Those kind of people will be there. So that is called for the non-profit organizations. And business can be privately owned. Basically business is not only happens in government, it is also happening privately, because if you see nowadays most of the business people are from private sectors. Next one is a state-owned business. Some things will be the state-owned business, like in between the states they do the trades, right? So this also comes under the business. These are the types of business. First one is the service, next one is the trade, and next one is the manufacturing. So if you see this flow chart, it is like a recycling process. So service, after that it comes to trade, after it goes to manufacturing, again it goes to service. That means it is keep on rotating, in the sense it is like a cyclic form, wherein which this cyclic form is being practiced in the business. So let's see the type of business. First one is the service industry. So everybody knows that service industry is one of the biggest industries right now is developing in India, because if we take so many IT companies in India, those companies are basically service based companies, because their headquarters will be in some other country and those people will be working for some other product. So basically, if I want to give you an example, if you take HCL has so many different process, okay. So in that process, BT, British Telecom, is one of the process wherein which these HCL people will be working for the British Telecom. So British Telecom is nothing but it's a cable operating company in UK. So that is like wherein which like Airtel, so many companies are there in India, right? The same like it's an internet service providing company as well as the cable company in UK. So our Indian people who is working in HCL, they will be supporting the customers in UK for the name British Telecom. So when the people call the British Telecom people who lives in UK will not attend the call. That call will be redirected to the people who are working in HCL in the name of British Telecom. So these people will be taking the calls and these people will be helping the customers who are there in UK. So basically, our Indian people who are working in HCL is doing a service to the customers in the UK. So this is called the service industry. So basically these are different types. Like one is the transportation type. For example, if we say transportation, we can easily tell that Uber is one of the biggest transportation company in the world. See, they have plenty of employees who is working in the taxis. So many things are there. So their service based industries are there in India. In Hyderabad, one of the industries are there. So basically, any problem the customer faces in US, these people will be helping the customers who are there in the UK, US, and make sure that they don't face any problem. So this is transportation. Next one is the educational based. So education also based. For example, some people will be working for the educational companies in UK, USA. So they will be marketing, they will be doing the service, any problem they face. For example, Byju's is a online app. Okay, this is an app which is available in the app stores, play stores, and so basically what happens is people will be buying this mobile app and they will be giving it to the kids and making them to learn subjects with the visual videos. But if suppose they face any problem, if they want to do the troubleshooting, they will be calling the Byju's customer service, and this customer service people will be there somewhere in India, and these people will be helping to assist. They will help the people to troubleshoot the problem. So this is how the education things works. Telecommunication is nothing but the BPOs, as I said earlier about the example of HCL and British Telecom. So some people will be working on the BPOs, wherein business protocol outsource. That's a BPO. So many people will be working in the BPO sector, wherein which they will be helping the customers from the different countries. So this also comes under the service industries. Next one is the health. So many people know about health. Right now, health insurance plays a major role. See, right now, the current situation, COVID situation, so many people is being infected with the coronavirus. And you know how many people recovered? So many people are recovered. But the people who have their insurance, there is so much of options that they can go to the private hospital and they can do the treatment for a cashless without investing a single money. They can get the benefits of getting treated from the reputed hospital without any money. So this is the health insurance. If you take foreign countries, all the people have been insured. Basically separate insurance will be there for the people, because in order to make sure that things are going fine, they will be having this health insurance with them, and anything happens they will be using this health insurance. And if they face any problem during the claims, if they want to claim any amount, any money they want to claim, they have to call this customer service people who will be there in India. So they will be assisting them, they will be helping them to get the money. That's a real health. Next one is the real estate, and we all know that real estate is nothing but selling and buying the properties, lands, house. So many things are there. So this has also been done under the service industries. Next one is a travel and tourism. So everybody knows that travel and tourism is a biggest service industry, because most of the country are right now running on the travel and tourism basis, because most of the country made their country as a tourism spot, so that other country people, other people, racist people can come and see the beauty of their country. So this also comes under the service industries. Social and personal service would be that beauty parlor, so many things like physical fitness. So these are the things that comes under personal services, wherein which we also get service for that also. Basically everything that we access in our daily routine life are service based. So these are the service based industries. Next one is the manufacturing businesses. So this is the next type of business. Next one is the manufacturing. So as I said earlier, the service, trade, manufacturing, these three things will always be like a recycling process, a cyclic process. They will be again and again coming, going. So the first one is the steel type. So if you take any companies, a steel company plays a major role, because this is an example I'm just giving. It's not that I'm saying only the steel company is a manufacturing company. There are so many companies which are there in the markets, but in order to give an example, a better view for your understanding, steel is manufactured from a manufacturing unit, wherein which these steels will be going in for a trade, like for example selling this steel to other companies, right? So basically this steel will be going to different companies, and on that basis, you know what happens. So this manufacturing people will be manufacturing the required amount of steel, and based on the requirement they will be selling it to the companies. Next one is the leather. So we all know what is leather. The belt, the shoes, the purse, the wallet that we use, everything is been done with the leather. And leather has a great demand in the market, wherein which the leather will be going to so many countries. And you know, if suppose any problem with the leather, means obviously they will be contacting the service people, because they get this leather from different companies, and they don't have the service people to do the service in their own company. So in order to do that, that's the reason service people are there, so that they can be helped. So wherein which this leather will be manufactured as per the requirement. Manufacturing is such kind of unit, will be like a big plant will be there, and so many departments will be there. These people will be working in order to help the customers to get the exact product they desire. Mining is nothing but we all know what is mining, like coal stones, gold, diamond, all these things will be coming under the mining business, wherein which this mining, like for example, if you take a gold, these golds are exported to different countries, and even India has a good production in the gold in the previous previous decade, I would say. And like based on the requirement, the economy states of the country, they produce a required amount of these things. Next one is the fertilizers. Fertilizers, we all know in agriculture, fertilizer plays a major role, because fertilizer, without the fertilizers we cannot grow the plants, because fertilizer is something which is like a nutrient to the crops, nutrient to the for the plants, where which they can consume consume the nutrients in the fertilizers, and they can grow. So this is like a manufacturing. Basically they produce something out of it. Steel means different types of steel. They produce leather, they make leather shoes, leather wallets, belts, so many things. Mining, they produce gold, different types of golds, like chain, ring, different types. Fertilizers, they produce different types of fertilizers. Consumables, we all know that, like Maggie, milk, cool drinks, snacks, lays, chocolates, all those things will be coming under the consumable uh, things, in which this consumable is a area in which they manufacture things that is useful for the they will be useful for the these things. Next one is the automobile sector. That is something which is called as like manufacturing of the bikes, cars, lorries, and what else, vans, autos. So many things will be coming in the automobile industry, wherein which these things also be taken into the consideration, wherein which these people will manufacture in number of vehicles. So wherein which like people they can sell this cars to the required customers. So based on the customers' requirement, they will be manufacturing the cars. Everything will be done as per the requirement. So this also comes in the manufacturing businesses. So furniture, they get the raw material, raw woods from the forest, and what they will do is they will make the bench, the cot, the dining table, those things they will be making, and which will be very very helpful for the people. Next one is cell phone. Cell phones, which is very very important, because most of the people in a modern day, they use this cell phone. Even a small baby is having a cell phone in his hands. That means the cell phone, the manufacturing, it has been grown into a boom, like, because every country they have cell phone plans, and it is very easily accessible, and because of that so many people are buying these cell phones, and everyday life they access cell phone a lot. So based on that, they manufacture cell phones as per the customers requirement. So these are the industry sectors, in which types of industries are there in the PPT. You can see it. First one is cement industry. Everybody knows what is cement industry is. They manufacture cements in the big mountains. So basically take the stones and they crush it into the cement by adding some chemicals into it, so that every building that is being built right now, without cement we cannot do anything, right? So cement sector is also a great biggest place where the manufacturing happens. Next one is the iron and the steel industry. So in order to build buildings, iron and steel are very much required, because without iron and steel, the building might collapse. They need to have strong iron and steel in the industry, so that people can build the house in a great way. Next one is the automobile industry. We all know automobile plays a major role in the current scenarios because if I say clearly, everybody in the world right now are using automobile. Automobile will be coming under the bikes, cars, transportations, like so many things are there. So, but if I want to get to it in a specific way, we say this automobile is being developed. It's like if we want to go to a destination, we can use this automobiles to reach the destinations in which we can go to the distance in a easier way, or like I would say like in a quick way. Reducing much time. This is what how these automobile industries will be happening, and these are one of the industries where people are really focused, because every day, every month, every year we get so much new brands, new types of cars, bikes, etc. Paper industries right now, paper also plays a major role, even though we have the digital, but still though we need paper, because everything can be stored in a digital way, but in order to have it in a record, see, we have to have the papers. Like paper plays a major role because paper is being done from the woods, from the trees, but still though it's very useful. Papers are something very it shows, even if you want to show something in a digital way, can convey it, but doing it in a physical form like a paper, something is very much very great, and that's how the paper industry works. Based on the requirements, the people will be having the industries in that case. Next one is the textile industries. Textile industries also plays a major role. Everybody are wearing the clothes, right? Everyone are wearing the clothes. No people in this world are not without clothes or naked, because textiles is something very important in all the countries. In order to cover the customers, in order to cover the people, what these industries are doing is we focus on so much of new types, new brands, and they make this they make this kind of textile industries. I'm sorry, I have a bad throat. Okay, so that's how the textile industry is running. Based on the customers' requirement, this textile industry has been running and up and running. They use so much things for textile industry. So yeah. Again, it's a jute industry, so this is also one of the industries we all know what is jute. I just don't want to talk so much about this because you already know those things. So let me skip to the next topic. That is a trade. So this sector are basically concerned with the distribution of products, like sales, transfer, or exchange of goods to the consumers. So what is meant by trade? As I said, trade is something like selling or getting the product for a replacement of another product. That's called the trades. So either they transfer or exchange the goods for the consumers, and they are found in operating in the form of wholesale, retail, import and export, investment, trust, etc. So these are the types in which will be found in the business, in the trade. So trade is something very important. As I said, service goes to trade, trade goes to manufacturing, and again manufacturing goes to services. So these things will be like a cycle. Manufacturing goes to trade and then goes to service. Again it goes to manufacturing, trade, service. So people manufacture certain things and they will be trading it, like trading in the sense they will be selling it to the consumers, like people, us, and we will buy the product, and we have any problem, we have any queries, we call the people of the service, they clear our doubts. That's called the trade. So it has different types. Either one is wholesale, where in wholesale things can be done. See, many of the people prefer wholesale, because wholesale they get the product, less cost, I would say, because if you buy it in a bulk, instead of buying one quantity, you buy 12 quantity, you get discount, right? So most of the people wants discount, they want the money to be reduced, right? So based on that, these people do those kind of things. Next one is retail. Retail is another type of sale. Like they buy this product from the wholesale, and after that what they will do is they will go ahead and they will sell it to the customers. So they will get it, the amount, they will get the product from the wholesale for a lesser price, and they will sell it to the customer on a higher price. This is how it works. Next one is import and export. Basically, every country does import and exports. Suppose we don't have that particular product in our country, what we will do is we will search other countries and we will see we can get the product to our country. Because if we take a country, all the countries should have all the products in their house itself, their home itself, because they don't want to be dependent on the other country people. So this is how the import and export happens. Basically they want to have everything in their country itself. For that they will be importing things from the company in for the trade of exchange of the export. I will give you rice, you give me the wheat. So this is how it does. Next one is the investment trust. Like investment trust side, they invest certain amount for the trust, they get it. So this also comes into the trade. Next one is globalization. So what is GATT and WTO? GATT is nothing but General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. So that is called GATT. Was a multilateral agreement regulating international trades. Purpose was the substantial reductions of tariffs and other trade barriers and the elimination of preferences. It was signed by 23 nations in Geneva, Switzerland, IESQ on October 30, 1947 and took effect on January 1, 1948. It lasted until the signature of the 123 nations in Marrakesh on April 14, 1944 of the Uruguay Round Agreements, which established the World Trade Organization WTO on January 1, 1995. So basically this purpose was being established in order to reduce the tariffs and other trade barriers. Basically tariff is nothing but the price tag, I would say. This shows the price tag of the particular trade is happening. So if we do other trades like the things, the trade barriers will be giving big trouble, and it also eliminates the preferences, because people do the trade on the preference basis. They have certain preference. The country is trading, they have a certain preference for the country, and because of that, the reason they are doing the trades. But if suppose they are not doing it in another way, what happens is they will be losing the things, and because of that, things will be not going in a proper way. Okay. So it was signed by 23 nations. So basically it was signed by 23 nations in Geneva, where in which Switzerland was the headquarters. So on October 30, 1947, it was signed. So basically it was signed on October 30, 1947, and after that it took effect on January 1, 1948. So basically it took effect in the sense, and then it lasted until the signature until 123 nation in Marrakesh on April 14, 1994 of the Uruguay's Round Table Agreement, established the World Trade Organization (WTO). World Trade Organization (WTO). WTO is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations. So these people, they will be setting the rules. They will be setting the rules for the trading nations, because in the previous olden days, in the ancient days, they had the trade, but you know what? They don't follow certain rules. They just do the trade for them, for the personal use. They do the trade, and because of that, so many bad things happened. You know, India was occupied by, you know what, the people of England. Basically, so this was a bad thing, right? So they cannot come and occupy the country. They cannot occupy the motherland, and because of that reason, the WTO introduced certain orders, certain rules, in which these people should always follow a set of rules, so that they can omit the problem, or they can get rid of the problems. So this was the idea which was being given by WTO, which in order to save the countries from the war. The goal is to help producers of goods and service, exporters and importers conduct their business. So this was been introduced not only for the manufacturer, but also for the service people who do the service for the particular product, and for the people who import and export. Export is selling, import is importing. So it was been introduced not only for a single party, but for all the people who wants their things to be in a good manner. So that was the World Trade Organization. Next one is the globalization. Globalization is the process of transformation of a regional phenomenon into a global one. So basically, globalization is nothing but the process of transformation. It shows the transformation that is required for a nation, because so many countries right now are doing the trade, but they're not fully developed. It's like a premature baby. They are not fully grown up. So this globalization came into force, wherein which they can do a transformation, like the way they have been feeded, they can change the way they've been approaching can be changed. Everything is been totally changed on the basis of the globalization. So it is a process by which the people of entire world are unified into a single society and function together. So it is a process by which the people of entire world are unified into a single society and function. Make sure the people to be unified and the entire world are unified into a single society in which trades things can be going in a smooth way so that they can avoid the problems. The process of integrating national economics into international economics through trade, foreign investment, migration, and spread of technology. Basically, the process of integration is national economics into international economics. So basically, what I have, I sell it to the world so that everybody can go through these things. Okay, this country is having this resources, so that it gives a good trade as well as good profit to the company. Foreign investment, like investing on the foreign market, like I am investing on the HCL company, I'm investing on the US Apple company, something like that. That's investment. Migration is nothing but the people from this country goes as a migrant to their nation, works there. That is the migration. And next one is spread of technology. Is nothing but developing or showing the technologies to the entire world that this country have the capability to show the world that they have this technology. Advantages of globalization. Market size is increased. So because of this globalization, the first advantage is the market size. When the market size has been increased, the competitor also will be increased because so many people will be coming into the market. Previously, the trade was happening between two persons, but if the market size is big, means everybody can come and sell their product. Because of the large market size, they have an opportunity to show their product to the entire world. They have this product and they can show the world wherein which they have this technology to be used, and they can be having good relationship with the new people. They have an exposure of meeting new peoples, to understand new technologies. So many good things are there when the market size increase. Next one is employment opportunities. Because of this globalization, the second main good thing is employment opportunities. See, because of the globalization, previously the manufacturing, trade, service happens by a single one. That there is no term, but now after this globalization happens, the manufacturing has been separated as manufacturing, trade, service. So because of that, before now the manufacturing people who works as a manufacturer, he will go and he will sell the product and he will take care of the service. So the three things the single person will be doing, like a multitasking work he will be doing. But after this globalization, the work has been separated and will be allocated to different people, wherein which so many people will get opportunity to work as a service based guy, or a manufacturing guy, or a trade guy. Conquering foreign markets. Because of the globalization, see, if India is good in certain things, they can conquer the foreign market by showing that we have this thing. Because Foreign market is nothing but so much of different items will be coming into the same market, and because of that, it will be selling to the different countries. But when the conquering of foreign markets, single country can conquer that, because they have this talent, they have the capacity to show the world, they have the process and they have the facilities that they can come out of the comfort zone and can show the world. Collaboration and business merging. So collaboration happens, business merging happens. So many people, they have this idea, they have this mentality. Basically what they will do is they have this mentality of collaborating and business merging. Because of that, share things are there, share markets or share points will be there, so sharing will be there, and a good relationship can be built with this type of method. Increase in FDI fixed, this is FDI, identity in the global market, overall economic development. So basically all these things will always leads to the overall economic development. So basically this will be helpful in the overall economic development. So disadvantages of the globalization is increase in competition. As I said, so many people will be coming with the same product. If you take the YouTube, on an earlier base and all, there were only limited YouTube channels. Because of this globalization, everybody right now are opening a YouTube channel. And you know what? That because of that, competition has been increased. The viewers, if I want to view a cooking channel, in the same content, there will be 10 different channels will be showing the same content. So based on the viewers' expectation, if that one channel fulfills that expectation, obviously the viewer will always go and view the channel. But in the previous days, what was the process is, the channel was limited, there will be only 2 or 3 channels, and because of that, this viewer will be viewing the three different channels of the same video, because he will be exploring what is the content. But right now they have 10 to 15 channels, and these people, the viewer will not have the patience to go and watch the whole all the channels video, because it's waste of time for him, because the same content has been shared with different. If it's 2 or 3, it's okay, but if it's more than 10 or 15 means it is not okay. So this is what the increase in the competition. Extreme industrialization and effects on pollution. So because of that, the pollution rate was high. Nobody can just go and tell that this pollution is less, because the pollution is something which is very high, and it is very tremendously increasing because of this globalization, which caused a major pollution, as well as the ozone layer depletion, and all the things were happening. I just want to give you an example. During this COVID situation, regular bikes, so many things are there, right? Bikes, cars are running in the industries. Because of that, what happens is they have this problem where in which because of this pollution, chlorofluorocarbon, which is getting into the ozone layer, it is damaging the ozone layer. Because of that, we get enormous amount of heat. Okay, so that was a problem, but right now it has been totally healed, and pollution was not there. That was the government was telling about that. That's a good sign. But because of this globalization, industrialization and effects of pollution, because so many industries were not running during the lockdown period. But after this globalization, so many industries started to work, and because of that, so many things are happening. And more automation reduced workforce. The disadvantages is more automation, because of the technological development. Instead of man who is working in a company, instead of a man, robots started to work. I could say an example. In Chennai, there is a restaurant in which they use robots to deliver. The manager is a robot, the receptionist is a robot, and the people who deliver the food also is a robot. Only the people who cook is a human. Apart from that, the remaining people are robots. That means because of this globalization, what happened is more automation started, and with that reduced workforce. That means reduced manpower took place. cheap foreign products available. That means because of this competition, so many people started to deliver the products with a cheaper amount, because the first mentality of any human is they will not go for the quality, they will always go for the price tag, the tariff. So because they want to save some money, for the same specification I want to buy some mobile with a less amount. I don't want to spend the enough money because I can invest that money in a different area. So because of that, the competitors, they came to know that, okay, let us see through the eyes of the customers, and what we can do is we will go ahead and we will start reducing the price. And when they start reduce the price, obviously they will be affected, right? Because they need to have a profit. They cannot run their company on a loss. They are not a non-profitable company. So basically what they will do is they will reduce the quality of the material. So because of that, cheap products will be available in the market. In order to get a profit, these people does this mistake, and because of this mistake, so many cheap products are available right now. Multinationals are making Indian people habitual of their using their products. Multinational people are making the Indians. So right now phone is a big habitual. See, even when we sleep, even when we go to toilet, even when we go to anywhere, we use mobile phone. It becomes an habitual. That means without this mobile we cannot survive. So without internet connection for a day, can we survive? No, we cannot survive. During the 90s and all, people will not have mobile phones. Mobile phones will be there in a street. Only one people will be having. That too, that is like a big, something which is very very high, and nobody can afford to buy that. That was a scenario during the 90s. But now, even a people who's on the roadside begging for food, they have a mobile phone. That means people are now becoming habitual for the products. That means because of this cheap products, people are habitual, and because of that, they cannot survive without the product that they have it in their hands. It makes, because of this globalization, people are now addicted to certain things which cannot be removed from their life. Next one is the intellectual properties. Intellectual property rights, IPR. Intellectual property is a legal concept which refers to creation of minds for which exclusive rights are recognized. So basically, intellectual property is a legal concept which refers to creations of the mind for which exclusive rights are recognized. So for example, if I have a property and I have been registered it on my name, if somebody is coming and claiming that is his property, so if I have this IPR, the concept is simple, refers to creation of one which exclusive concept. So basically, I have that the land and somebody is trying to claim it. I can show this intellectual property rights and I can claim that this is not yours, this is mine, because I have been registered myself in this IPR, so that nobody can claim my product. So this is the common type of intellectual property rights, that is includes copyrights, trademarks, patent, industrial designs, rights, trade dress, etc. So this is like copyright. See, if I put a YouTube video from someone contents, they can easily go out and claim a copyright, stating that he is using my video. So that's one. Trademark is nothing but something they used it on so many times. If I use that, that's a trademark. Patent is something but if there's some invented the invention they made, and if I'm trying to do the replicate invention, I'm saying that I only invented this, that people, the person who made the invention, he can come and he can do a patent rights, so that he can be claimed for that. Industrial design, everything comes under the same concepts. So this investment is nothing but it is the action of an organization or government selling or liquidating an asset. So basically, it is the action of an organization or government selling or liquidating an asset. Basically, sell the asset. Primary objective to maximize the return on investment ROI on expenditures related to capital goods, labors and structures. The primary objective is to maximize the return on investment. So they want to maximize the return on investment because they are making some investment. Obviously they want to have a profit. If I put some money in the share market, basically if I put 100 rupees, I want to get it back as a 200 rupees. If I get it back for 50 rupees, it's a loss for me. So every people's mentality is, if I put some investment, I have to get the double out of it. I have to get something out of it, right? So because of that, this investment came, like online expenditure related, capital goods, so many things they made it, and make sure that people wants to get a good profit. They made this kind of things and they made it, invested, and they get things done. So with this topic we are covering this unit, we are going to come to a conclusion that already we have put in so many YouTube videos. If you are not seeing that videos, please go through the channel and you can go and see the videos. And students, nowadays I feel very sorry for the people of India, because nowadays the corona situation is something which is very tremendous. And how many people, it's more than 95,000 people as per today has been infected with COVID-19. How many people are infected? I don't know how India is going to recover from this. We all have to pray for the country. See, because of the lockdown, and people are not following the rules and regulations, because of that, this extent we are in right now. And how many people are infected? So many people have lost their lives, they lost their jobs, they lost everything because of this COVID-19 corona. We should always focus. We should always stay in house. We should really concentrate on our families, because if we are not there, who will take care of our family? If I'm not there, who will take care of my family? We have to decide, guys. We have to decide. So this is a time in which we have to decide. And we have to stay in home and utilize this time in effective way, because I'm telling you guys, college is not running. People say so many things. Even government can postpone your exam, or government can cancel your exam, but knowledge is something which you cannot omit. If you study now, if you get the knowledge, if you gain the knowledge now, it will be helpful in your future. The corona is not going to stay entire permanently in our life. It will there for 1 or 2 years. Even if we take in 1918, the Spanish flu was a pandemic disease which was happened in 1918, and what, 50 million people died. 50 million people, 500 million people was infected, because they take the lockdown as a joke. And when the second wave came, everybody died. Like millions people died per day. This was the scenario on that day. So this was a scenario. I'm telling you guys, when you have the knowledge, this knowledge will always is not going anywhere. It is always going to stay with you. Whatever matter, whatever the things that can happen, knowledge will remain with you. So be safe, guys, and be productive. I always say protective, but now I say be productive, because time is something you cannot get it back. Once you lose it. You cannot get it back on whatever it could be. So be safe, guys. Protect your family. Listen to your family members' words. Listen to governments. And don't come out. Stay in your house. Always do the sanitization properly. Keep yourself clean and keep your surrounding clean. I wish everyone to be recovered. So it is time to say goodbye. See you in another video. It's bye from Vimal. See you. Bye bye. Take care.